we're bringing to you today. And the first is in Oyo saying that the governor converts 551 officers to civil servants. We have police decries number of abandoned babies in the Federal Capital Territory. We have that the governor of Borno State says that Boko Haram still attacks territories. The subsidy removal is yielding positive results. This is coming from the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have that Anas has asked the President to seek help outside his cabinet. And finally, we have that Biafra declaration in Finland is a scam. This is coming from the indigenous people of Biafra. We are open for adverts, placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, on Facebook and YouTube, on our Taxi Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, on our Taxi TV Network 1, on Twitter, on our Taxi TV Net. Watch us live on our website at www.taxinet.org.tv. We will go on a quick break. When we return, we will introduce our guests with us at the studio. Do stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So, the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on from the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on The Fact Today, only on ATN.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We have no other than Manki Tane Adubabari. He is an Esquire solicitor and advocate, as well as notary public of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. He is a social, political analyst and mentorship coach. You're welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you here at the studio. Hope you had an amazing weekend.
Well, it's a new month, and we are hopeful.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We have that Oyo State government has approved the conversion of 551 offices into various desired sub-offices and offices or cadres in the civil public service of the state. This was made known by the chairman of the State Civil Service Commission, Kamoru Aderibiwe, in a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Dotun Oyolade in Ibadan, the state capital, on Sunday. He said the government settled for the 551 offices and the selection was rigorous and competitive. I believe these recruitment and conversion exercises are game changers for the state civil service. The conversion is to strengthen the service and ensure better outputs by workers. It will be recalled that the state government just concluded computer-based tests for about 15,000 applicants, jostling on for new appointments into about 66 state cadres in the state civil and public services. The chairman noted that the health sector was a major beneficiary in the conversion exercise, with 85 nursing superintendents becoming nursing officers as well as other cadres in the health sector. Please, quickly, I would love to get your thoughts about the decision from the Oyo State government. Do you think this is actually a right choice that he has made?
Well, I think I'm going to draw a kind of distinction. Now, if you look at the background of what has happened here, to my mind, provided it is not anchored on political affiliation, that would be fantastic. Some time ago, I came to this studio, I did indicate, take it or you leave it. The entire world will never remain the same in the light of AI tech that is sweeping across every field. If you check like the civil service that we have, if you go, I take you to this state, if you go to state secretariat, and then you just carry out what I may decide to call a role of an intellectual honest observer, just stand and observe, you will understand that the system needs urgent revamping. I have suggested particularly that in the light of globalization or tech-driven economy that we are in presently, a single person on this table can handle the work that 10 persons are currently doing. Single person. Now, we are also aware of the consequences when there is tech failure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that will also take us to the foundation of ensuring that there is stability of light, which we have been clamoring for, because without it, so many things will go down. Airport, finance, name it. You see sometimes the banks struggle because of network issue, which border on light. Now, so to me, if this was actually done based on quality, I don't have any problem with it. If it's based on quality, yes. And when they inject these people, these vibrant minds, I say this to people, the only thing that our elders have above the current youth we have now is age and experience. In terms of technology, speed, name it, they are ahead of, between most parents now and their children, there's what we call generational gap that exists on practical terms. If you doubt it, you have younger ones around, you hand them over your phone, and then come back in 1 hour's time. We pray that they don't touch a button that wipe out important things to you. But I can tell you, they can lock you out of your phone. That is how their minds are. And that is the way it is. You are hearing the idea of working remotely, which COVID forced on us. These are the realities. Young people, you talk about robotics and the rest of them. These young people, they have open minds. They can walk across board, network, and do so many things. So I want to believe that it is made in good faith. When I was reading this, I was somehow afraid. I thought it was like what happened in university some time ago when they recruited about 200,000 essays. You know, and they were being paid 220,000 naira per month. A kind of political disruption and I call it encouragement of intellectual slave camps. Not that type. This is aimed at giving speed and proper direction and drive to the civil service. So it's going to be a very fantastic one. And we do hope that these people who are existing will be able to understudy these young ones or the new persons that are coming in. And then, like you rarely have there, I think health is the one that has the largest chunk. Yes. Health is everything. If you doubt, you visit the hospital, you know that health is everything. That's just the best I can say about it. So such should be encouraged, and we are expecting that more should be done. And government should also take a step further by offering what I call voluntary retirement. There's nobody outside God that is richer than the government. Government can set up platforms, build housing estates, and give opportunity to these elderly ones. Most of them will resign, and then they will pay them some money, and then bring in vibrant hands, and then give them house. That will help to sanitize the system and make things up to speed, and a lot of changes will come in.
Okay, Barrister, I want to redress. Talking about health sector, we've had a case where most doctors right now, the best of them in the country, have decided to japa, in quotes, into two different countries to practice their profession due to certain reasons, which I will not mention. Most of them could be personal. Some would have their reasons why they decide to leave. Do you think with those conversion that Oyo State government has done, do you think it can retain the servants, the civil servants in the country, especially in the health sector, after some period of time? Do you think they want to remain in that sector?
Well, I'm very sorry to say, there's a story that was trending this week about a prominent lawyer who closed down his chambers and moved to the UK to do a mega job as cleaning. I told you last time that majority of the people that are leaving this country are forced on economic exile. There are, you know, like, I will give you one very sad revelation. This is one thing that is going on, you know, with the Brexit that took place and UK left European Union. This is my own personal analysis. When they left European Union, the UK is now grappling with the realities. It's like a lady who joked with his marriage and he lost the opportunity. Even if the door is closed and she's living with other adult young ladies, she will feel naked.
Yes.
Now, the UK system now is strengthening its welfare sector, and it's a means they are using to get manpower for their future. They are taking children because their welfare system is so strong that you can't leave underage children in the house to go to work. If there is any report and it's confirmed, your children will be taken away from you permanently. And most Nigerian families that left this country are into that net right now that I'm talking to you. And it's so sad. And it is the government that is pushing majority of Nigerians into economic exile. I'm placing it on the corridor of those in office who don't have good intention of being in office. Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
This is the problem that is going on. As I'm speaking to you here now, I made up my mind that I was not going to leave this country. But I can tell you, there's a property that I manage, and I met a young man. The young man shook his head when I was telling about rent increment. And he told me if he knew that things would get to this level, he would have left this country 2 years ago. The very company that he was working for, it's a foreign company. The company has closed down and left. For the first time in my life, this is the first time I'm seeing foreign companies closing and leaving Nigeria. So when you look at this, most of it, we are hoping that somebody like Trump coming into America will be able to put a stem on this movement and urging Nigerians to stay back here. Look, nobody is going to build this country for us. Exactly. We must be able, because if you get to the health sector and see avoidable deaths that are occurring as a result of weak hands, I mean weak medical hands, weak professional hands, this thing is cutting across all sectors. Name it, is it law? Check out what the legal system has turned to become. Yesterday I was discussing with somebody and it was as if every morning I wake up, you have to fight to remain mentally afloat. If not, you will sink. It's as bad as that. Is it surveying? Is it architecture? You have collapsed building. Nothing is working here because the moment the law fails, everything goes down. Most of these persons, don't be surprised. They are just looking for opportunity, what to add to their CV if they have the opportunity. And I tell people very plainly.
So the thing is, if they actually get the opportunity at any time, they will get to
most people will leave.
Other person.
As I'm speaking to you now, I tell young people, if you have the opportunity, leave. Because as a lawyer, I can tell you that you don't fight for your right from the grave. We have a very insensitive government. As we progress, I think there are other issues that will expose the realities in which we are. And it's so sad.
Thank you, Barrister. Thank you, Barrister, on that thought. I wanted to get your thoughts particularly about this.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing your analysis into that. But we have to move forward. We have that the Nigerian police force in Abuja has expressed concerns over the rising number of abandoned babies in the Federal Capital Territory. According to the police, the trend is largely due to men abandoning women after impregnating them. The police said last Saturday 2 new cases of abandoned babies were reported. According to the police spokesperson SP Josephine Ade in a statement on Sunday, the issue is not only prevalent in Abuja but across Nigeria. Child abandonment is a serious concern that affects many children worldwide. According to estimates, there are about 140 million orphans globally, and many more children are abandoned or neglected. The police spokesperson SP Ade, however, emphasized that men need to take responsibility for their actions and avoid unprotected sex or abstain from it if they are not ready to be fathers. The call to action is crucial in preventing child abandonment and ensuring that children receive the care and support they need. According to Ade, the increasing number of abandoned babies in the FCT is alarming. Just yesterday, 2 new cases were reported. This troubling trend is largely due to men abandoning women after getting them pregnant. If you're not prepared to take responsibility for fatherhood, avoid and abstain from unprotected sex, she advised. Additionally, strengthening laws and policies to protect children's rights and prevent child abandonment is crucial. These were the thoughts of the SP of the FCT police headquarters, police of Nigeria in the of Nigeria about the case of abandoned babies. I'm sorry, and we've actually been hearing cases like this back and forth. You know, about children being abandoned in dustbins, bin places, in the gutters and abnormal places. And then she's trying to direct the fact that most of these cases are due to the fact that men abandon women, you know, and that results to the situation. Do you agree with her that it's actually the fault of the men, or it's both parties in this case? Because as a mother and the father that give birth to these children, to just abandon babies, and it's the women in most cases that abandon those babies. Do you agree with her that men are actually most of the reasons why these cases arise?
Well, in my capacity as a mental shift coach, there's a way I look at things. I believe in the base superstructure analysis. If there is leprosy in the family, you don't discuss the issue of ringworm. If your house is on fire, why are you discussing how we're going to chase rats? Now, one of the critical problems that is affecting and bedeviling us in this country is insincerity. I'm very sorry to say it. That is from the police quarters.
Why do you say
it's
that?
coming from the police quarters because...
Why do you say insincerity? I'm sorry to cut you short.
Yes.
Why do you say insincerity is one of the problems that's bringing us down as a country?
Now, allow me to explain it in collocation.
Okay, thank you.
Now, that is... She's trying to explain this because of their role, expected role in the society.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Now, if you take a walk from this place, go to different spots in Port Harcourt here. I'm sure you heard about the story when the new Commissioner of Police of Rivers State came in here, wherein 3 ladies were caught at Umokoro. Yeah. What has become of it? I can assure you nothing will happen to those ladies. And it appears that the rank and file has come out to say, if you are a new man in town, come and show us who you are. And they are out on much more audacious, aggressive robbing of the members of the public. I use the word without looking back. Any of our brothers and sisters that belongs to the security agents that have converted their privileged opportunity and, yes, privileged opportunity of holding the rifle, wearing the uniform, to use them to turn against our citizens who they ought to protect. I describe them as government-approved armed robbers.
Oh, Barrister,
that's who they are.
Barrister, quickly,
yes.
I want to get this right. Are you trying to say that the security agencies are the reasons for these abandoned babies?
No.
I asked you, do you agree with her that the men are the fault for the outcome of these abandoned babies, or it's both parties?
Now, get it right.
You're trying to
yes.
arrive
What I'm trying to analyze here
okay.
is to tell you how bad the system has become.
Okay.
Let me make this clear to you. It is not that this trend has not been going on. The issue of the concept of illegitimate child or children.
It's been
now, in fact, as a lawyer, I know that the Child Rights Act is in place. We have adopted it in Nigeria. The fulcrum of the Child Rights Act is to eliminate any concept or stigmatization of children who were born in such circumstance. That's what the law came in to do, to remedy. But I can tell you plainly that where we are, it's just like the current economic holocaust. There are abandoned adults. Do you know that most children are not going to school again?
Yes.
The foundation of it is the irresponsible economic policies being churned out on daily basis. Of course, recently you heard that the president went to sign something with France. And I asked, is this man, are we normal? We joke too much here. Don't we have competent companies that can do money here? Look at the oil industry. Don't we have manpower that can refine our crude oil here? It's because Nigerians are so quiet and docile and we are not taking up action against our majority criminal minded self-imposed political opportunities in the name of leaders in this country. That's why what is going on is going on. If we are responsible enough, we can hold these our leaders to account and tell them, stop this nonsense. Most of this abandonment you are hearing, the root cause of it is the current economic realities on the ground.
So this abandonment is caused by the
current economic realities.
And
even
not
adults,
by the
no. Even the adult cannot feed. Let me say this to you. Nigerians are dying from avoidable causes as I speak to you.
Barrister, please. Like you said earlier, this child abandonment has been on for a very long time before now.
Yes.
And those periods were times when, in quotes, people could say that the country was fair enough for survival. And these situations were on and on during this period.
In fact, you hear of cases.
So I'm trying to get to something. I'm trying to get you to make me understand something. Before now, there has been cases of babies abandonment.
Yes.
During the times where we thought that things were good for people to survive and thriving. And here we are still getting the same thing going on at times where they claim there is hardship. Do you still say that the situation that's been going on in this child abandonment is caused by the government?
The government is chiefly, I would say, the government is chiefly behind it. In fact, most of these things, you will not hear it because the grandparent of these young children who are not responsible enough, you know, you can be grown up, but you are not matured.
Yes.
Do you understand? Most children, they are grown up, they can give birth through the natural process, but they are not responsible. They can't take care of the child.
True.
In most cases, their grandparents will take those children. There are adults today who grew out of such circumstance.
Yes.
They will take care of them.
Yes.
You will even hear of some families that don't have children, they will adopt these children. But even husband and wife, in most cases, two of them, they have lost their jobs.
Okay.
They don't have any means of even...
that's the angle you're trying to drive
Yes, they have
at.
to take care of themselves. No way.
Okay.
Talk less of a child that they never budgeted for. And the child will not listen to anybody when he's crying. Because he or she did not bargain to be brought here. They brought him here. As that child is crying, he's asking, raising the question, who are those that brought me here? I didn't sign to come here. Why did you bring me here? You people must take care of me. And when a mother cannot, when she look left and right and there is no help in sight, do you understand?
She decides to abandon the child.
The only alternative. You know what is going on now?
So can't you blame an individual for also taking certain decisions in cases like this? Can the individual be blamed for those actions also?
Those who are involved.
Yes.
Of course, let me say this to you. You see, as the economy is shrinking, the painful aspect of it is that it is man-made, it's deliberate.
Okay.
What is between the legs of individuals don't respond to that. Emotion don't respond to that. And like my mentor will say, he says, if you allow what is between your legs to give you direction, you will end up in bad marriage. And it is then you realize that sex is cheap, but the consequences are grave. A lot of people you see, they are not matured enough to take care of these kids, and they are not also responsible enough to know the consequences of their action and to tell whatever that is between their legs to keep quiet and stay quiet until he or she attains that level of maturity. And when that happens, like it is now, a lot of people, their mind is shifting towards survival.
Okay.
Not significance.
Okay.
And the moment person wakes up and what is occupying your mind is survival. Then nothing else matters. That's why you can see the political class messing up people. They can give them peanuts. They can even give them 1,000 naira to tell them to kill their loved ones. And so many things are going wrong. I blame the whole thing squarely. Yes, she can make such statement. What I was driving at that point, you get to the road. Sometimes I'm in vehicle and I see policemen ordering people. The other day, yesterday was first. I was going to LMA in front of NMPC estate, opposite this Assemblies of God Theological School. The policeman who stopped us, the driver gave him 200 naira, asked him to park. He asked him to bring 500 naira. It was 500 naira that he gave him. That is the new dimension. He's preparing for Christmas. How can you build family on such faulty foundation? I'm not speaking in this angle as a Christian. I'm talking about moral laws, high grounds. You cannot build family on fraud. Any human enterprise that is built on fraud will never last.
Okay.
And that's exactly where we are. And it's high time our leaders, even like I was telling you about the police, you see them committing what I call robbery. And that is what leading to the high cost of transportation. Because these drivers transfer the aggression to the passengers. Because they are paying at each point, both probable and non-probable. Those who have, correct papers, you can see physical frustration. They will tell you to park and they will keep you there in that dust on that element road for hours. For what?
Thank you,
What is the authority, the police authority? What are they doing about this?
Thank you, Barrister. So now from your analysis, you're saying that firstly, the government is involved because the economic situation is not sustainable for them, for these individuals to thrive in. And secondly, the individuals involved that cause them to abandon babies are thriving to survive.
Sure.
That is the reason to why they abandon babies.
They're just surviving.
Okay.
You'll be surprised that some of these people are actually persons that are supposed to be married.
Okay.
And out of anger, if the lady is abandoned, do you understand? She will tell you, because some men, I call it careless policy, will tell you that unless they sleep with you, unless you have a baby,
yes,
that they will not go into any of this thing. They will cite a very flimsy excuse of what has happened in the past, and tell you this is the reason why this has to happen. And you can see the bitterness and frustration and anger on the part of the lady if she is abandoned.
Thank you very much, Barrister. I am so grateful for that analysis. Thank you so much. We need to move forward, but moving forward, we have the Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State on Sunday said Boko Haram is still carrying out pockets of attacks in Zambeso Forest, Lake Chad, and Mandate Hills. According to Zulum, we still have pockets of Boko Haram attacks, especially in the fringes of Lake Chad and Sambisa Game Reserve and Mandara Hills. Recently, there was an attack on Chandern subjects by Boko Haram, and because of these reasons, the Chandern authorities have taken a strong decision to repel Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents in their territories. Last 2 weeks, a community was attacked, and we lost some subjects. About a week ago, insurgents attacked the headquarters of Kukawa local government, where the Nigerian military killed about 50 of them while seizing some numbers of their machines. So if I think you were right, it's not you, because there is no need to tighten our belts with the aim of defeating the remnants of insurgents. Barrister, we've been going on about the insecurity in the north back and forth, and then most of the concern we have is the issue of the new terrorist group, the Lakurawa, and then the other ones, what have you. And then the Boko Haram issue has been on during the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, even during the time of Jonathan, if I'm not mistaken, and it's been and it's still up till now. Why do you think there has not been a case where this can be sorted out? Why is this terrorist group Boko Haram still allowed to cause mayhem in the country?
I think it was late Abacha who said that when insurgents last more than 24 hours, you know that the government is involved, and he's very right. That is from the angle of, you may call it, security quarters. It's very right. You see, this insecurity that is going on is a government investment. You may ask me how.
Yes, yeah. How, please?
Now, I'm gradually mastering you because I'm guessing how.
Because you're always trying to get my.
Yeah, how you are.
Because I want to ask you.
Now, let me say this to you. Last time I mentioned, what's the name of this governor? Bello. Of Bauchi State. This is a chief executive who announced, his video are all over the internet, that Allah gave Nigeria as territorial headquarters for Muslims around the world, that they should come to Nigeria. You see, all these insurgents you are hearing about, they are mining solid mineral resources in Nigeria, and they are also involved in human organ harvest. Most of this killing you are hearing about is a very huge investment that is going on. And let me say this.
So this series attacks, in quote, like the Boko Haram situation, is a man-made situation.
It's man-made. Those in government in that state, they know. These people are here mining solid mineral resources and selling to foreigners. They know. The government knows. That's why sometimes I get very angry. It's an issue I'm familiar with. In the north, in the west, their youth are mining their solid mineral resources. It is only in the oil and gas producing areas that you have task force and court being used to annihilate and depopulate the youth, killing them and tagging them economic saboteurs. It's very unfortunate. And I have placed a curse on anybody who is killing this youth, and their blood is being spilled, their blood is crying before God every day. According to Professor David Hoods, he says every lawyer of experience knows that in any case, that there is the plaintiff's truth, there is the defendant's truth, there is the witness's truth, there is the judge's truth, and there is another truth which is only known to God. I call it the fifth truth. By the audacity of the fifth truth, I insist that Nigeria is rolling on the principle of armed robbery, on fairness and on just principles, and we cannot advance in this direction for too long. What's going on here? People use law as instrument of oppression, suppression, and repression, and people keep quiet. They are killing our youth here. Globally, if Nigeria had if other nations had the advantage that Nigeria has, the youth of the oil-producing area would have been the huge beneficiaries. Government would have collaborated with them and give them smart training for them to handle or pioneer the refining of our crude oil locally for the benefit of all Nigerians before they will bring in foreign partners. But here the reverse is the case. Just like the silly story we are hearing that the president went to France as if we do not have manpower here to go and sign power. I hope that issue comes up here. So it's unfortunate what is going on here. And I've said it. If we are keeping quiet like Mumu, let me use that, permit me to use that phrase. If we are keeping quiet like Mumu, see the drama that is playing out at Port Harcourt refinery. Nigeria that has globally recognized comparative economic advantage in the production of crude oil. Few criminal minds within corridor of power, particularly the petroleum minister and his co-economic travelers, have insisted that Nigeria will never refine our crude oil locally. And people are keeping quiet and Nigerians are dying. Even those who have money to buy drugs, there's no good food on which that drug will work. And people are dying. And then they are coming here to tell us, are they talking to fools? Do they think that Nigerians are brainless, idiots, incapable of rational thinking? We know what is going on. And if you know the money they are sharing every month under the guise of security votes, Zamfara State is exporting her own crude oil at gold privately. And they are selling and making their millions.
So
then you are killing the youth here.
I wanted to get your thoughts. What do you think they have not? Why do you think they have decided to let this Boko Haram insurgents linger for?
I have told you. Did you hear recently? New Rubadu. I don't want to use certain words.
Please, you can't I'm just trying to restrain myself. You can't use certain words here.
If not, what I said about Lagbaja is what I would have said about him, because I am seeing a yes. What I'm seeing that's going to happen in this country is natural revolution. Since they have decided to deal with Nigeria in the manner, incorrigible manner that they are doing, let nature judge them one by one. But waiting for God to do the things we are expected to do, always lengthen things. A lot of people will die and go. In fact, I am so afraid of the National Assembly.
So, Barrister, what do you think is the way forward about the situation right now?
See, let me tell you. You see the Nigerian security architecture. That is our brothers and sisters who belong to the security agents. They are one of the best in the world. If you go to US and UK and they bring out Nigerians in their medical sectors, you will be shocked. You will be shocked.
Like the statistics I got that the best Nigerians they have in diaspora, the best doctors they have in diaspora are Nigerians.
That is the truth about it. That is the truth about it. I'm telling you, under political economics, I can tell you, all that is going on is a game. I know it. Because if Nigeria has right leadership, Europe will shake. Do you understand it? That is the game that is going on. Europe will practically shake because most Nigerians will return home. Because, look, let me tell you, home is home.
Yes.
If you are married and you are relocated, you go abroad, look, a time will come in your life when you will be homesick.
You want to come
You want to come home. You will think about your people, your classmates, people you grew up with. You ask about them. You want to come home. There is always that natural tendency. Even though we are talking about globalization, global citizen, like my mentor said, that formerly we used to have citizen. Now we are having netism. A citizen of the net. 24 hours you are on the net. And that is the reality on the ground. But home is home. Most Nigerians abroad, they are unhappy when they meet, even on professional level. They are unhappy.
Because now the question would be, why am I coming back to a home that is not safe for me?
I told you that life is everything. If you want to know the value of life, when you go to the hospital, you know that health is everything. When you go to prison, you know that freedom is everything.
True.
When you go to the graveyard, you know that life, that the Bible is true when it says a living dog is better than a dead lion. This is the reality. Nigerians are yearning to come back home. I'm sure right now across the globe we are hearing uprising on the part of IPOB and the rest of them. What is leading to this? You realize that federal government is still conducting civil war in 1967, and that's what I call political calculus of this country. You have men who had something between their ears, professors, doctors. When they speak, you should listen to them. Dancing this naked dance of evil, supporting evil here and there. You see professors, instead of invention in Nigeria here, they are being recruited to validate electoral fraud. Professors who are supposed to be inventors. What a shame. They are there on campuses, not all of them. They are responsible professors.
Well, Barrister,
do you understand?
I'm sorry to cut you
so
short.
It's so sad.
I wanted to know what you feel is the way forward about this whole Boko Haram insurgents and all
the government is serious,
terrorist groups.
I'm not bothered about any new name. Okay. The government, when you hear the name bandit, is the government giving them baptismal name that they are not going to call? They are not going to call them terrorists. Why the former Attorney General run to court to criminalize IPOB? IPOB that says open Port Harcourt seaport, that is the largest seaport in the whole of Nigeria. Open Calabar seaport, build the East-West road. Why did they tag them terrorist group? Why? Why is Mazin Mendikano in DSS custody?
We're not agitating.
No. Look, see, let me say something to you.
Okay.
In this building, we have the privilege of being in this neighborhood, and we are aware that there is a crime being organized in the next compound. Other thieves are operating there. And we fail to use our opportunity to call security agents to come for their rescue. Don't be surprised. The next attack will start from this building.
Okay.
Nature is in action in that direction. I've seen injustice. I have witnessed it. And when I see one, I recognize it. I am not talking about injustice in the direction I'm talking about because I belong to IPOB. No. Justice, rule of law, these are sacrosanct things that you don't play with. Once you double standard, you play around it. You heard recently that what do you call it? State Congress were held in this state in defiance of two court order. You will drive yourself to a point. Even speed train has a destination. Whose law says, provided elastic limit is not exceeded, force is directly proportional to extension. There is an end to everything, inclusive of evil. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So when you are doing something that is wrong, you are playing double standard. Did you know here recently the army said that how many thousands of Boko Haram are surrendered? These are foreign terrorists. They are not Nigerians. Let me shock you. These are they are terrorists from Sahel that came into Nigeria. That were brought in by the past government to destabilize what do you call it?
We do not have proof that the past government actually brought the terrorists into the country.
You do not have a proof of that. But they permitted them to cross the boundary. Who are the people
that would be the question.
Who are the people? How did they come into this country? How did they come into this country?
That is not a topic for discussion right now, Barrister.
So there are things that it's like telling me, no, stay here, talk. Don't touch this table. Don't touch the table. Remove the table. You tell me no, you can talk, but don't put your don't near this table. Don't touch your hand on this table.
That's not the fault.
I will tell you remove the table.
No, that's not the thing. Is I just want to also talk about the Boko Haram insurgents because it's been on for a very long time.
You see this Boko Haram, I have told you, these are my categorical statement on them.
Okay.
The Boko Haram we have now, the terrorists we have in Nigeria, there's nothing like Boko Haram. They are terrorists. The bandits, they are terrorists.
And they are man-made.
They are man-made.
That's your fault.
These people, if the government is honest, just like the government, if it is honest, would have ended this current economic holocaust. Long time ago. If the government is serious, that day will come and they will tell the terrorists, they will read the riot act for them and tell the Nigerian security agents to go to war. Look at it. Let me end up on this note.
Okay.
Oshomole move a motion at the National Assembly that they have done their investigation and realize that there is a lapse between the heads of security agents.
Yes.
That when they give them money to buy a particular thing to combat these terrorists, that they divert the money. That what they need to do now is to play their role, which we call oversight function. And now said, I am moving a motion. We are now henceforth going to play our oversight function. If we release money, approve money for the army, and we said they should buy modern AK-47, we will make sure that they buy more than AK-47. And we will also ensure that they are combat ready to combat these terrorists, so that our farmers can have peace to go to farm and produce food. Do you understand?
Yes.
For the populace, as a way of tackling this food insecurity. Do you know what happened at the National Assembly? They voted against that motion and shut it down. By implication,
other stories when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. We have that the President Bola Tinubu has said that the removal of the oil subsidy by his administration was not to torment Nigerians, but to save the country from total collapse. The president, who announced the subsidy removal on the day of his inauguration on May 29, 2023, noted that the policy has been yielding positive results for the country. Tinubu stated this in his address at the 34th and 35 combined convocation ceremonies of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Ondo State on Saturday. Represented by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, Professor Wahab Ebowole, the president said his administration was not unaware of the suffering of the people, but expressed assurance that there would be light at the end of the tunnel. Tinubu said, as you are all aware, we took the baton of authority at a time when our economy was nosediving as a result of heavy debts from fuel and dollar subsidies. The subsidies were meant to support the poor and make life better for all Nigerians. The renewed hope agenda is on track, and we shall not deviate on the path of better and greater Nigeria. Barry, sir, quickly, on a good note, I would love to get your thoughts about this. Do you agree with the thoughts coming from the president, Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that the subsidy removal is to our own benefits? Because some people have been saying that it is actually not to our own benefit. It's been like a divided attention where some accepted and some did not. Do you agree with those thoughts?
It's very, very unfortunate. He passed that message through a professor.
Yes.
And those in the academia had better know that their honor is eroding very fast on the mind of Nigerians, just like the political class. Watch out when any evil befall a member of the political class. Just watch the feeling. You can gauge the feeling of Nigerians. You will know that Nigerians' minds have shifted away from them. Do you understand me? That's just the way. And they have better pick the signal from the control tower of the system. To me, that is an insult on Nigerians. See, perhaps this man is, I don't know what to say. I think he is offline.
So
he's
you
not
do
in
not
touch.
agree with the thoughts that the subsidy removal is to our own benefits, like he said, on the subsidies of fuel and dollars, of dollar and fuel subsidy that affected the country. That was his reason why he did remove it. You do not agree with that?
See, let me tell you. Bola Tinubu in my own thinking, ought not to be in office. You know why I say so?
Why?
Bola Tinubu did not tell me that he was going to serve me. He said it is his tenure. Emilokon.
But he was elected as a president.
In what sense? He was imposed on us. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, there were elections. Elections took place in different states. And
What happened? What happened? It's just like when we talk about rule of law. It's just like the previous thing we were talking about. You see, these things, there are things that you cannot manipulate people about. It's like telling me that police are not collecting any money on the road, though. And you travel and you see it. And somebody is still telling you that, like somebody telling you that there is no, in fact, things are becoming cheaper in Port Harcourt. When did you go to market last? And somebody is coming to tell you, you that went to market on Saturday. Somebody is telling
I went to market.
No, somebody is telling you
I
that.
actually did went to the market
Good.
on Saturday.
That things are improving. Things are improving. Don't worry. You said, you heard him say that he is not unaware of our suffering, but that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
This is the man who said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. See, there are statements people make that are there that you don't need to argue about. We weigh what you said against your action, and then we can draw a conclusion. There are things you don't argue about. What was on ground long ago was that if subsidy was going to be removed, that by global standard, you make the refineries functional, one, so that there will be soft landing. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that the corrosive pain will not be felt directly by the people. There is no rain now. Why do you carry umbrella? It's because of the ultraviolet ray of the sun. It can affect, can burn your body. So you carry it to protect your body. Somebody can ask you, is it raining? Why are you carrying umbrella? It means the person is not in touch with the reality from your own perspective. Now, has the refinery been fixed? No. You came into office. What was out of your presidential speech? Subsidy gone.
The Port Harcourt refinery was actually said to be functioning 2 days later, and we heard that the operation has been paused.
You know, every lie has an expiry date. I say this to people. You know, I said this before. We are joking big time here. We are a joke, locally and internationally. Nigeria is a joke, a huge joke. Because in the light of globalization, there are issues you don't need to argue about. When Nigeria will be talking, they will tell you that economic holocaust is a global trend. What is the per capita income of the citizens of those countries? How much are we earning here? How much are Nigerians earning? Okay, let's assume that Nigerians were being paid 100,000 naira per month. How much is 100,000 naira in the light of global realities? If you want to convert 100,000 naira into dollar to send your child out, how much is that? You check it. Now, when we came in, see, let me tell you, the most beautiful Latin maxim that I enjoy in law is that which says, nemo dat quod non habet, which by interpretation means, a man cannot be expected legitimately to give that which he does not have. Bola Tinubu cannot give what he does not have. What is his legacy in Lagos? It's increment of tax. And we now know that, yes, and we now know that those tax impositions were targeted. Now that is what is bringing to impose on Nigerians. Are you aware that FIRS have ordered all banks that on every 10,000 naira from today, they should be charging what? 50 naira. Do you know what that means? See, we are heading, I'm not a pessimist, but I can see where we are heading. And if Nigerians don't say, you heard of all manner of scandal happening in the banking sector and the rest of them. Unless Nigerians, you and I, you heard of the scam that is taking place at the so-called Port Harcourt refinery and all whatnot. How can Nigeria petroleum sector come out to say that they are going to sell a liter of fuel for over 1,000 naira to Nigerians? Already oppressed, suppressed, and repressed Nigerians, they will be buying. So if they buy it at the refinery for over 1,000 naira, they should be selling about 1,500. You say this tripartite conspiracy between NNPCL, Dangote, and the oil marketers, it will come to an end when we Nigerians say enough is enough. This nonsense is getting out of hand. So which subsidy did he remove? At a point, he turned around to say that, oh, he realized that his few individuals have been collecting the money under the guise of subsidy. Who are the individuals? He is the petroleum minister. NNPCL is fronting for him. Why Dangote? All the games they are playing around Dangote. Okay, under the past administration, when Professor Osibanjo as acting president visited the oil producing area, he said, no, what's going on here is wrong. That we are going to set up modular refineries so that these people will engage in modular refining and produce crude oil and refine this crude oil for us to make our economy boom.
Thank you, Brian.
He suddenly ran away from London and shut down that project.
Thank you.
That's where we are.
Thank you. So you are of the thoughts that the subsidy removal is not to our benefit,
it's a scam,
like the president has stated. Thank you very much. But we have to move forward, and we will still have a conversation that is related to the story we are already handling. We have the National Association of the Nigerian Students has advised President Bola Tinubu not to hesitate to seek help outside his administration and party if he is overwhelmed by the current socio-economic challenges facing Nigeria. The students' body added that if the president has no solution to the country's economic hardship, particularly hunger, then the administration should not be ashamed of even seeking help from members of opposition parties. The clerk of the state headquarters, Abdul Hakim Odunayo, stated this over the weekend in Abeokuta, the Ogun state capital. Odunayo stressed that the situation of the country has become worse and is struggling citizens, hence the need for the Tinubu-led administration to look for urgent solutions. He noted that students across the country have been seriously affected by the hardship, pointing out that Nigerians, especially the students, are tired of receiving insufficient food items being distributed as palliatives by the administration. He urged the president not to limit his searches for answers to Nigerians' challenges to his cabinet members or members of his party, emphasizing that nothing is stopping Mr. President from consulting the eggheads in the opposition parties for solutions to the harsh and suffocating economic situation in Nigeria. I wanted to talk about the story quickly so we can also refer it to the same issue of fuel subsidy that the president actually removed, that he stated that is to our benefit, is to the benefit of Nigerians, because he feels that he knows that this will actually work to our own good because there is light after the end of the tunnel. You know, and then we have that NAS has urged him to seek solutions, to seek help outside his cabinet. Does it mean that his cabinet system has not been giving him the right advice to the situation of the country? Because he said he is not unaware about the hardship of the country. But we have a different thought that an organization has said that no, we do not believe that you are unaware. You're actually aware, but you have not sought the right help to the situation. Do you think the president hasn't taken the right decision yet? Or he is taking the decision, but it's slow that we are not seeing the results yet?
There is nothing like taking the right decision. See, let me tell you. No matter you know that direction is superior to speed. Direction is superior to speed. No matter the energy you put in prosecuting a journey in a wrong direction, you will never get to your destination. At any point whereof you become aware that you are on the wrong course, the best thing for you to do is to make a return. It is a shame. Oh my God. I remember my days in the University of Calabar. The day that we went to Duketown campus and the VC was addressing us. Not the shenanigan we have today. The VC came out of his office and addressed us. And then I raised a question to the VC. And students carried me on their shoulder from Duketown campus towards Malabo. That, look, it's a shame. Tinubu is running an ethnic government. It's a shame. I'm ashamed as a Nigerian that a man like Tinubu is running an ethnic government. This is the
I wanted to actually get an analysis from you. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Do you think that the president has the cabinet that surrounds him, because he has cabinets that he listens to? He has SA, as the question may be. Do you think they have not been giving him the right decision, like I asked earlier? Do you think the cabinet hasn't reinstated ideas that, oh, let's do this way? Or the president has followed a different process, like the case of the France situation, that he traveled to say that, oh, we want to merge with this country into mining and whatnot? You know, do you think that he takes decisions on his own that affect us? Or do you agree with the Nat's thoughts that he should seek help outside his cabinet?
Let me land my launch of attack on Nan's leadership. Student unionism is dead in Nigeria, and it's so unfortunate. How can President Tinubu deceive the body of students of Nigeria that he will give them loan, and then
yes, you can, you said it, you can express yourself about how you feel, but not with...
I've been a student. You understand?
Okay.
In our days, the days of Mayegun and the rest of them, Tomo Sankara and the rest of them, students will organize rally from campus to campus and then sit down and analyze the removal of the fuel subsidy. Students will come to Port Harcourt refinery and ask questions, and no GMD. That one I called last time. I remember the word what I called, and you were very uncomfortable. I called him. Let me not call him that day.
At television network, we educate the public.
Yes.
We teach,
yes,
and we entertain.
We entertain too.
Yes, we do not try to misinform them about
No, I'm not misinforming them.
Yes, when you try to make your analysis, is right if you take them on right accord. Like I said, you were not refer to that, but it's right if you take them in the right accord.
Yes. When I said that Mary Carey, I called him a serial liar, and you say you were not comfortable with it, and I now asked him, do I call him a pathological liar? And you laughed. You have what has happened now.
You can actually use that to make your analysis.
You see what has happened at the Port Harcourt refinery now? Because you don't need rocket science to handle this thing.
Yes.
I am telling you that when students, even on campus now, the government have brought over the student union government. They dictate who will be the president. If you hear the name of the NAS president now, is of his ethnic nationality.
Oh.
Where is Tunde Bakari that occupy Nigeria? Where is Falana? Where is Wole Soyinka that occupy Nigeria? Where is Tunde Brinkworth? Where are the rest of them that occupy Nigeria? How much is a bag of rice now, Chidima? I tell somebody, I said, for 1st October, Pastor Chris and his group did not come out. Even the dullest man should know that things are not at ease. And the same thing is going to happen in this Christmas that is coming. As something happened to the jingle bell, I'm not hearing the bell ringing.
It will ring. We're still in process.
It's booting. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Let's the display very soon, and the jingle bells will ring.
Well, I do hope that the jingle bell will ring on a beautiful note, but on a very serious note, and in all form of sincerity. Look, Nigeria has the manpower, the capacity. Let me tell you something. I don't like discussing this thing. If during the Civil War, the East refined crude oil and used it to prosecute the war, and Nigeria as a whole cannot refine crude oil in 2024, then there's something satanic about the system. I'm telling you the gospel truth. If Nigeria will go out to look for help to refine, to do our mining in 2024, Chidima, you don't need rocket science. You don't need to have read geology to know that something is wrong. Do you understand me? When a father is deceiving the children that the reason why there is no bread on the table is that he had rumor that there's bread poisoning. And then the children realize that the father buys bread every day and hides it. And they eat it around midnight, you'll be surprised the children will pretend as if they are sleeping. And they know where he keeps the bread. One morning they will ask the father, but daddy, what is that thing that you keep in the cupboard? And the father will look so stupid because he can't answer. He knows that the children have seen and they know the game. You know, bread has smell.
Yes.
Like in those days when we were growing up in the village. If you want to know that there is rat on the shelf, just roast the head of a fish in the hot afternoon. You will see rats coming out by force. See, globally, it is like shark and blood in the ocean. When there is enabling economic environment, foreign investors will come. You don't need to look for them. All this moving about with private jet, carrying the children, carrying the wife, who is deceiving the church. Look, I warn the church. We should be very careful because the anger of God is coming against the church in Nigeria because we have failed God. I'm a liberation theologian. I belong to Martin Luther King Jr.
Barrister, so well, I would love to get your
going to this issue you talked about.
How do you think the decisions the president has taken is affecting the country right now?
It's affecting everybody. You borrow money to consume. You are not producing. What are we producing? Somebody said, I will move this country from consumption to production. You said no. Then the statistics will go chop. Here we are with Eminoko and Eminoeconomics. So where are we going? I am challenging the student body. I'm challenging NAS. They should remove that gogo, that political gogo they are wearing.
And face it.
And face the reality. The political gogo that will not make them to realize from Element Junction to Trailer Park. And that is the road that leads to the so-called, what do you call it? Refinery. If you go on that route, you may be forced to place a curse on the leaders of this country. Why is Calabar Port not open? Why is Port Harcourt Port, Seaport not open? Why is Only Lagos open? What kind of nonsense are we doing here? Are we joking here? Are we joking here? I ask that question. We're a joke, internationally and locally.
Okay,
what are we doing here?
Thank you, Barry.
So if the man knows that he doesn't have the idea, he knows the person that had the idea.
Okay.
And the person is offering it every day.
So he should actually seek help outside his cabinet.
Which outside where? We have outside his cabinet, we have the idea. Peter Obi is there.
Thank you,
If they cannot move on, they should hand over and resign. It's more honorable for him to resign.
Thank you on your thoughts about that. We really, really appreciate your analysis about those whole stories we have dealt with today. And we hope you'll be here next week with us to also discuss more important and interesting stories. It's a pleasure to always have you here at the studio.
Well, thank you, Nigerians. We better wake up.
Thank you very much. Well, but this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Blowout. We are open for advert placement, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials on Facebook and YouTube on our Sancti Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok on our Sancti TV Network 1, on Twitter on our Sancti TV Net, which is live on our website at www.sancti.net.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Open conversation comes up shortly. Don't go away. Thank you for watching. I am Chidima Wandike.